On today's episode, I get to ask Kurt some hard-hitting questions on exactly what is in an agency agreement for the seller. Should be a good one, going to make him squirm, but hopefully if you're looking to sell a property, this will help you understand what's going to be in or not included in the agreement.
Welcome to the Sydney Property Muppets podcast. My name is Kurt Lawther. I'm the real estate agent, and with me forever is
Chris Clark, the buyer's agent.
beautiful buyer's agent.
Again.
Sorry, Jazz. Sorry, Jazz. I'm sorry.
Those first-time listeners, and we welcome you to come along. Jez is HR, just behind the camera over there. All right, Kurt. Today's episode, though, really, you came to this episode with a thought.
So I deal in the selling market, where people sort of sometimes don't understand the agreement. They can get bullied by agents. There are some fantastic real estate agents out there, but there are also some people that are trying to make the biggest decision of their life that can fall for just easy tricks of the trades and not understanding an agreement that you're signing. So
we're going to talk about what's an agency agreement, particularly across New South Wales, because that's where we are.
Yep.
What's the first thing that you think we need to cover off that sellers might be confused about or unaware of?
Okay, the first thing I want you to understand, sellers, is that it is your decision with everything at the end of the day. The agent is just an extension of you.
I think the way I like to say it is, effectively, you can sell a house in New South Wales yourself. You don't need an agent to do it.
And people do it.
But very rare. By engaging an agent, what you're basically saying is you're imparting those responsibilities onto them,
Yep.
but on your instructions.
Yes. And the biggest one is pricing instructions.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is there is a box at the roughly probably 2 or 3 pages into the agency agreement that says where the agent reasonably expects the selling value to be, and they can provide a range.
Okay, yep.
And for example, we're going to say this range is 2 million to 2.2.
Okay.
The top figure can't be more than 10% from the bottom figure. But there is a box.
Yep. I'm sorry, I'm just in my brain working that out. A small pea-sized thing for a brain. It takes a little while.
So I've been thinking that before. Yeah. The box above actually says the principal being the seller, the owner.
You.
The principal instructs the agent to guide, to sell, to list. And it's actually off that, which is where the agent has to sell the property.
But obviously during a consult where you're meeting the agency, talking about pricing, vendors will be saying to the agent, what's my price? What's my property worth?
Yeah. So
what's the difference?
They're really not sure and they want to get the most. So you are getting the agent because the agent is the professional and they're actually going to guide you on how to get the most for your property and where you should roughly sell it. However, at the end of the day, it is still your choice where you want to list the price. The only thing though in that is your price can't be lower than the agent's bottom number. So in this case of 2 million to 2.2, the owner cannot instruct the agent to guide 1.8 if the agent believes the minimum general selling figure or reasonable will be at the $2 million mark.
Okay.
But if you wanted to have it at 2.5, you're more than welcome to.
Okay. Anything else about pricing in particular there?
That's the big one, is that if you are so adamant that you're like, it is worth 2.5 and every bit of 2.5, and the agent has said between 2 and 2.2, then you're allowed to go for 2.5.
Okay.
If you're not selling, there's probably a reason why.
All right. And so if you're okay if I ask you some questions?
Yeah, mate, fire away.
The fast ones or the slow ones?
Whatever you like, mate, hit me.
Okay. Let's go the fast ones then. How long is an agency agreement for?
Standard is 90 days, and then 30 days you've got to give notice.
What does that mean?
If you want to cut ties.
All right, you've got gentlemen another question. So you've signed for 90 days, but after 30 days you're not happy with the agent, you
give 30 days notice in writing.
So therefore that agreement would only be valid for 60 days.
120.
Yeah, but if you've notified them at the 30-day mark, then from 30 days from there? Yep, okay. Can an agency agreement be extended?
It certainly can, and often can be done, just needs to be in writing. You don't
need a new agreement?
No. You don't need to write a new agreement. You can just, as long as it is in writing, that is fine.
Okay, great.
But if you wanted extra security, filling out another agreement is more than okay.
Okay, good. Why they cover off? Okay, the seller, sister's best friend, mother-in-law, cousin
Yep.
wants to buy the property. They
Yep.
haven't been introduced by you. Do they need to pay a fee? Not a fee? How does the agency agreement work around that?
Depends on the agency agreement.
Okay, let's imagine be exclusive to sell the property for them. Let's talk about the typical one.
Yeah, the typical one is
Please.
the exclusive auction agency agreement.
Yep, let's go with that. So in that scenario,
That's how you still get paid.
as in the agent still gets paid.
As the agent still gets paid.
You get an invoice.
Yes. Now, please, because it does sometimes happen, we've had dealt with where owners have got another agent to also try and sell the property whilst being tied with an exclusive agency agreement. So,
Go on, yeah.
Chris has hired me to sell his property, but he wants to be a little sneaky and use Jez to try and also see if he can grab a buyer.
Okay.
Like we might be saying your property's worth $5 million, but hey, Jez, if you can get $6 million, brilliant.
Okay.
Chris could be liable for 2 commissions.
If Jez or you introduce the person who then buys the property,
Yeah, so if,
either one of you could then say, well, I'm also at a fee because I had an agreement in place.
yes, particularly in my place, if I've got the agreement, the exclusive, and someone else sells it,
Yeah.
I'm still entitled to my commission.
Okay, great. Well, not great, but yes, I understand. Okay, what about continuing that theme? How does an agency agreement look or feel when there's co-listing agencies?
Depends on the situation.
So, okay, I want you and I want Marnie from another agency to both sell my property at the same time. It's been agreed you're both paying 50-50, you're splitting the fee 50-50.
Yep.
Is it just one agency agreement with both you're listed? Or is it 2 different agency agreements? Typically, just give me the typical.
Typically, you would actually sign.
I didn't prepare you with this question, so I know that.
You would typically sign with one agent, and that agent would organise a conjunction.
Okay, so it'd almost be like,
There's
okay.
because
Almost like a primary and a secondary, but they can still agree to split the fee 50-50.
it happens within the same company. There could be 2 main agents on it, and there's actually a
My scenario I was talking about, there was 2 different
Yeah,
agencies.
it's the same thing.
Okay, cool. Last question for me. You might have, I think you've got some other ones, potentially.
Potentially.
We'll see if we get to. The other one I had is on incentives. So let's say we've agreed to sell the property. I've agreed to you to sell the property. We've agreed a fee of, let's say, 2% of the property.
Yep.
I think the properties, we both sort of agree the properties are 2, but I want to incentivize you. So I want to say, if you sell above 2.2 million, I want to increase the 2% to 2%, 2.2%. Does that get captured in the agreement, or is that a separate email instruction?
No. It all gets captured into the agreement. So one thing I like to do is called a chance fee. So just say we think the property's worth 2 million. I say, look, our fee is, call it 2% in an agency agreement. For residential, it's all inclusive of GST. Commercial, because it's business, it's exclusive.
Okay.
But in residential, inclusive. And then I say we put an annexure and be like, basically, we are selling whatever we sell it for. You get to decide if you want to give us more.
Okay.
And then they sign
You
that.
can then document that.
But
Okay.
it can also be done on scale. You can be like, if you get above 2 million, we're going to give you an extra 10% of that extra that you've made.
Yeah, on that particular
And there's
okay.
lots of flexibility. I generally think a flat commission works best because
In that scenario.
I just think I like the chance fee because it's sort of been like, look, if you want to give us more, brilliant. We're still going to get this regardless. And if you think we've deserved more, you can give us more.
Okay. Those are my questions. Anything else we haven't covered off there?
Here's a big one.
Okay.
Only Class 1 and Class 2 agents can sign an agency agreement. So if you're new to real estate, you can prepare an agency agreement, but you cannot sign that agreement. So make sure if your agent has a Class 1 or Class 2 license.
Okay. So we're basically referring to like a driver's license. That is, in terms of real estate, you need to have been certified by the state to provide a license, either Class 1 or Class 2.
That's correct. The other one, if you like, who else, is either they don't have a license or they've got a certificate of registration.
Right. Okay. And they're invalid for signing the contract.
They can't do an agency yet.
Therefore
That's correct.
invalid.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Okay. That's good. I like it.
Yep.
Hopefully that's been useful for you. Now, I've got a couple of questions for you. We're going to play a game of true or false.
True or false? I love it.
This is property edition.
Property edition.
Okay. The true or false? True or false? Auction clearance rates will tell you exactly how the market is performing.
False.
Correct. True or false? Solar panels always increase a property's value.
False.
It's actually true. Because the statement is solar panels. So if there's a property with them, the identical property next door without them, apparently, statistically, I checked this off, it will actually sell for more.
Okay, perfect.
I'm sure there are times where it doesn't always.
Yeah,
I should
yeah.
say that.
Sorry, so I agree with that. I'm happy
But
to be
yeah.
wrong. Wrong for the game.
Wrong for the game. True or false? Agents must disclose if the property has significant structural problems that they are aware of.
True.
Correct. That's good. That's good.
For those wondering what the hesitation
Pause
was,
yeah.
it's not the correct wording you would actually typically use.
Okay, but you're happy to say it. Okay, last one. True or false? The agent must disclose a death that has occurred in the property in the last 5 years, regardless of if it was a murder or by natural causes.
False.
Do you know what the answer is? 'Cause it is one of those.
It's murders. Natural deaths, you don't have to.
I think that's interesting. I actually didn't know that until I looked it up then.
Yeah, so murders. Yeah, we typically would still though, because I think it leaves a bad taste in the mouth if it's particularly if it's a unit and then like you've bought a property and then all of a sudden 2 months later you find out old geezer's bloody been stinking up there, even though it might have been cleaned out and all that.
I've heard of old geezers sticking there, but someone might have died and their body was removed within an hour, but they've just died of natural causes of old age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think an agent should. I definitely think an agent should inform the buyer of that. You can say unit. I think with house doesn't matter what it is. Yeah, buyer beware, and particularly when there are some people who are quite superstitious.
Yeah, particularly for example, I deal with a lot of Chinese buyers, and it's a big thing.
Very good. All right. Well,
Perfect.
last bit of homework for anyone playing at home.
Please share this with your best friend
Who's looking to sell.
Yes.
Very good. Thanks for dropping by.
Pew pew pew.
Back to that, are we?